One of our great religious African-American leaders from many, many years ago. This sermon was done June 7th, 1952. The name of his paper was The New Day. He has the letters ADFD. The title of the sermon, I Came to Give You the Final Emancipation. Our Father sermons gave at the Union Communion table of the Circle Mission Church Home and Training School of Pennsylvania, 772 Broad Street, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Saturday night and Sunday morning. May 24th, 1952, ADFD, time 2:40 a.m. Wow. During the Holy Communion, among many guests present were Mr. Ellie and Mrs. H.C. Matthews of Dickersboro County Community High School, Drakeboro, Kentucky, accomplished by a group of students on an educational sighting tour of the states. And they felt their tour would not be completed without coming to see Father and Mother Devine and attending the Peace Mission Movement service. And on this occasion, as such a beautiful picture of democracy in action, was demonstrated for our guests to see and vision the inspirational composition away down in Texas and in the furthest part of the South was sung for just as it was being demonstrated, where and all over the world in small sketches, peoples of all races, creeds, and colors being drawn together as one man at Jerusalem in perfect brotherhood. It is the fulfillment of one of Father's peace stamps given March 14, 1950, ADFD, in the which it says, by the institution and by scientific geographic inspiration, I am moving in all the nations, and I am bringing all people together. I have broken that line of dissemination, but it is only being shown gradually in the present different demonstrations. Reverend M.J. Devine, Mrs. D, better known as Father Devine. Therefore, read this profound sermon, for in it you will catch a glimpse of brotherhood as it is being established upon the earth universally and growing by leaps and bounds. For this great coordination is inevitable. Almighty God, we humbly thank Thee. The foregoing statements are those of the scribes, and the following is inspirations of compositions sung just before Father arose to speak. Away down in Texas, and in the furthest part of the South, they shall eat and drink together. These words came out of God's mouth. There will be no more race riots or lynchings. There will be no more divisions and strife. When they recognize God's body, they will value each other's life. Father Devine will make them love each other so much with or without the anti-lynching bill. They will know they are brothers and will not desire to kill. away down in Texas and in the furthest part of the South, they will enact the bills of rights in every community. Racism shall be wiped out. Father speaks as follows. Peace, everyone. I will not detain you, as the time seemed to be quite well expired for this banquet. But at the instance I rise at just saying, but little composition is a prediction, a declaration, and the realization of millions. Although it was spoken of and brought with inspirational and declared many years ago, before it took place so vividly and personally, universally in this country. We are happy to say to you, you can see I am bringing an abolitions to racism and all divisibilities, dividabilities among the people. Just as I have in my own immediate staff, on my cabinet and among those of my adherents are adherents here and elsewhere. So shall it be from shore to shore and from land to land, and the kindreds of the earth shall live in peaceful and quiet resting places, and no man will be able to make them ashamed. Not only will not make them ashamed, but no man will be able to make them afraid. Aren't you glad? So glad, Lord. So glad, Lord, came the happy response. When I moved down here to reside and make the city of Philadelphia the place of my abode, there was much division among the people. There may be much now, but I have broken that line of decimation, and I have brought an end to localization. I have established in our city government a government of democracy. Aren't you glad? So glad, Almighty, came the happy response again. The time cometh and is near at hand when in the deepest part of the South you will travel. There will be no more divisions, no more discrimination. We are not only functioning governmentally or socially, as it may be termed, but we are universalizing the unfoldment of the democracy as we have it here, jurisdictionary and democracy, Christianity and Americanism and Judaism and brotherhood as synonymous shall be universally recognized by all peoples. Shall be universally recognized by all peoples. Aren't you glad? And by this, the Lord enemy, by this, the Lord common enemy of our nation will not have access for expression. For the aggressive nation as well as individuals are obliged to feed on divisions and strife. But when we, the people, as a democracy of imbalance, shall have been fully established universally in this country, I mean in this government and in this country effectively. As we have it here, so shall it be that the enemy and aggressive nations and communism and other subversive representatives of government shall have no longer an access for expression. For as aforesaid, they are obliged to feed on division, strife, and confusion. But oh, how marvelous it is to observe the unity of the Spirit, of mind, of aim, and of purpose, as I have it here among you, where there is no more an ensign of racism, sectarism, and no more a line of dissimulation, but an expression of real, true brotherhood, since the fatherhood of God has been recognized and realized, and God as your Father has been personified. I did not arise at the instant to say so much, but just to verify that Luke